Hey yo, what is going on? It's DJ John on X right here with my co-hosts. We got BB Love.
What's up? What's up?
And we got
Joie or Miss Casson on Instagram.
She got that French name, I don't want to miss it up.
Yeah.
But most importantly, we got DJ Calvin.
Yeah, Dallas, Texas. Kenya
From Dallas, Texas. We got MCJT in the building.
Yeah, man.
But most importantly, we got the Love Doctor. We got Mr. Loverman.
No.
We got the ladies man. Kenya's finest. You already know. Shit, we got our boy in the building
ladies
from
already
Kenya. Kenya, stand up.
The ladies already looking at each other like,
Hey.
sounded auto-tuned.
I'm telling you. Already told you, this is the Love Doctor we got in the building. We got Mr. Loverman. You already know. It's our boy in the building. How you feeling, our boy? Talk to me.
I'm good.
How was it, being in, lining over here in Houston and straight up coming to the AfroHeat radio, man?
Yeah, man, it's been, the reception is crazy, man. This is like family to me, This is my second home.
Definitely.
I'm also here at Afro Vibes, man. It's completely vibes, Everything vibes, everything. People are vibing like all day, all night here. So, I feel like I'm at home right now. So.
Exactly. That's all we offer, man. AfroVibes is a whole different vibe that we bring out here. You already know. It's DJ John on X. Anyways, let's get to this interview. You know what I mean? I want to start off with your background, man. It's a lot of people out there that might be listening that don't know about your background. But how we gonna handle this is we're gonna go through your background and then we're gonna talk about the her tour album that you just released.
Yeah.
New album.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna talk about your her tour, U.S. tour that you got going on right now. And then you're gonna tell us about what you got coming up. But right about now, let's start out with your your background. Like people out there that are listening, they might want to know about how you got into music, like how it's been ever since you got into music, the steps you've been taking. Tell me about that, like.
So briefly, I think Arabo is an African, all the way from Kenya,
Right.
Kenya 254. Kenya is located on East Africa.
Exactly.
So I'm raping, East Africa to the fullest. Born and raised in Kenya.
Yeah.
One of the best slums. I call it best slums. I'll let you know why I call it best slums. It's called Huruma. I was born and raised in Huruma, Huruma in Nairobi, Kenya. So I started music way back in 2012. Of course, when I was young, back in at school, I used to be so active in music, dance, and drama,
Right.
kind of thing. So in 2012, I went professional. That's when I formed a group called Cubic, a band
Okay.
of 3.
Okay.
So I was in Cubic crew as a lead vocalist.
Right.
So that's how Arrowboy came to be an artist. And after some few years, I, the issues with the group, things didn't work out for me. The chemistry between us didn't work out for me. So I had to go solo in 2015. That's when, I went solo in 2015. I dropped my first single called Mdogo Mdogo. Of course, the systems back home, some opened doors, for me. Some didn't open, but I just kept on it. I kept pushing, dropped my second single called Corner, up to a single called, I dropped another single called Diggy Diggy. That's when most of people knew Arrowboy, and that's how the name came to be,
But right about there, you said you were in a group called Cubic, right?
Yeah.
What are some? Do you have any songs out there that right now people can get out, and listen to on the streaming, platforms? Did you guys release any songs on YouTube or Spotify or something like that?
Like three songs. One was, one was Angelina. Another one was Make You Mine. They're all out there on all the streaming platforms.
Okay.
Yeah.
So hold on. So Angelina, when you released the Angelina, that was when you were still with Cubic, right?
No, that was another Angelina. So this.
Oh, that was another Angelina.
Yes, yes.
Man, this gotta be some.
This another Angelina.
Angelina, whatever you are out there, if you're in Kenya, I'm telling you, shit.
So how did you navigate? You said something about, the chemistry wasn't what you wanted it to be.
Yeah.
How did you go from being in a group and then having that courage and that, that boldness to go by yourself and be your solo act? Like, what was that process like?
I think I can say it was God's time. I tried to work out something, to at least bring the group together and maybe see if we can still work together. But the chemistry is chemistry. When you don't have chemistry amongst yourselves, I think it will then definitely link whatever you'll release afterwards. People won't feel whatever you're producing. So I can say it was God's time, and I had just to check out from the group and soldier on my individual journey, and it has paid off because everything it's arrow boy. So if you fail, you fail in your own brand. So it's challenging at times, but yes, I came to get used to it because it was arrow boy, arrow boy.
We got our boy. Is it our boy or is it our boy?
Our boy.
Our boy.
Yes.
You gotta put that W
Where does
into
the
it.
name come from?
I think it's just a name like any other name, but I liked it because when you listen or when you observe carefully, the name has something called arrow. So for me, I've admired how an arrow has been created. It has been created in the way that when it's projected into your body, coming out, it will leave you with a certain effect. So, or coming out from your body, won't that be easy? So that's how I wanted my music to be. When you listen to my music, you won't really, it sticks. It will leave you entertained, educated, or entertained. Yeah.
Our boy in the building.
Something that shocks me is your age, because you're like 26, 27, and I'm 24. And like, you're like, doing it. So how does it feel to be so young, like, and achieving what you achieve?
Right.
It feels great, Everyone wants, everyone wishes, to achieve success when they're young, because they have that energy to do a couple of stuffs here and there. So for me, this one coming this early and at this age, I really feel proud, and I feel so motivated about it. Yeah.
Do you get a lot of support like back home from like your family or friends or?
From a typical family African setting, it's not that. Yeah, at first it wasn't that easy.
Yeah.
Of course, every African family knows that when you join maybe the entertainment industry, you lost. So at first it's never that easy, but when they see some, you're bagging in some cash,
Oh, that's my son.
That's my son.
That's my son right there on the stage, man.
I'm behind you. I'm supporting you. But yeah, as we speak, I have full support from my family. My mom, I just launched my album in Nairobi, and we performed on the same stage with my mom.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's amazing.
I have full support, of my family. Yeah.
We were just talking about that outside. We were like, people don't support you. Your home never supports you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just crazy that your home never supports you, but then when you make it, now your home now supports you, and it's strangers that supported you first. What do you think? Where did you first get that support? Like, when did you first feel like, okay, it's manifesting, like I'm getting to that place? And who did it come from?
Of course, as we said, some of the family members will support. Some will believe in you. I have a couple of brothers that believed in me from day one. The others who said, you're wasting time. I remember I was working in a butchery in Nairobi. So they said, instead of wasting time, going studio singing, why don't you concentrate on just selling beef and chicken and get your income? So there are others who really advised me to go that route, but there are others, some part of the family members that said, stick on it. Even if it's not paying right now, it's gonna pay maybe in the future. And yes, indeed it's paying. we here at Afro Vibes, some miles away from where I'm born. So yeah.
Way miles away from here, man.
Yeah.
Once again, we got Mr. Lover, man. We got Love Doctor,
Yeah.
our boy. You know what I'm saying? So he just released a new album called Hot Tour.
Yeah, yeah.
So, hey man, tell me about this album. Like, what is cause I know it's maybe some people that are listening right now that don't speak Swahili. So, Hatua, what does the word mean? Like the title, what is the significant?
Hatua, first of all, is a Swahili word that means, steps. You're making steps. When you see
Okay.
somebody says you, yeah, or progress, you can
Progress.
say, yeah. So Hatua, basically, that's a Swahili word, and this is a summary of my journey where I've been. It has not been a simple journey for me. Growing up in a family full of domestic violence.
Right.
My family member, my parents fighting. Every day, every day in, day out. As a child, I witnessed all that, so it wasn't simple for me. And after my high school education, I had to go and hustle for the funds to put in my music production.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I joined the the industry, the meat industry as a butcherman. So it has not been a simple journey for me, but I thank God. That's why I came up with this album, and I believe this album is gonna motivate maybe a child there, a ghetto boy, wherever he is, maybe down there in Africa or wherever he is, somebody who gonna listen this album. Is gonna get motivated and know that you can come from something, from nothing to something. Yeah.
Was and I know it's just like you said, it's a lot of like children or teenagers, maybe upcoming artists that are looking up to you, and they'll like coming into the industry. They don't know what kind of difficulties they're gonna be facing when they come into the industry. Like, what kind of difficulties have you faced while since when you separated from Cubic
Yeah.
and getting into an industry like a solo artist? Like, what kind of difficulties did you face at that time?
Yeah, of course, putting your product out there as an individual artist, you don't have a label signed to it.
Mhm.
You don't have any record deal from maybe a major record label.
Right.
It's always difficult, It's not easy to every artist who is, coming up. We have a problem of networking. I started music in the era where maybe the internet wasn't that booming.
Right.
So the only medium that we had was through the media. You had to go look for presenters, the DJs, and most of the people, when you have that position, some of them misuse the position and feel so sweet, and they become unreachable. So getting your music on the radio was not that simple.
But you signing up to I think you signed to Kaka, right? Empire,
Yes,
right?
Kaka. That
You
was
signed to-
after I dropped like 4 singles. Yeah, I dropped like 4 singles. Then I got a record deal from Kaka Empire.
and you still signed to the label, or
No.
Oh, okay.
I think I was in the label for like 1 year. After I put all my things together, then I went solo. Right now I'm under Arabo Entertainment.
Our Boy Entertainment. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. Black excellence. You gotta own your own. You gotta own your own label.
Yeah.
To make money out here.
Hmm.
I mean, how has that been? Like, like you putting out music at the same time running a label. Have you signed any artists from Kenya at the point?
No yet. I think what I had, the major load that I had before me was the album, first of all. And we just dropped the album. So this year we're doing the scouting. We're looking for people, the artists and youths down there who are talented, who can
whole
offer
lot of
something, a different Olipa vibe. So yeah.
So what do you think in a time like this where like Instagram, who you could get famous off of anything, you could get clout, what do you think you're looking for? Like, what do you think makes a great artist, makes a great influencer? Like, what do you think makes that?
I think first is originality. You have to be original. Your vibe has to be original. You have to be who you are first of all. I think that's the major thing, and you have to be well informed. And right now, the internet has really helped us. You can come up with your product or anything you produce, maybe any video you put it out there.
No red tape.
No red tape. So it goes viral, and people are getting income from all this. We have YouTubers. We have couple of artists who are getting being paid through all these social media stuff. So social media came and it has saved a lot. And as artists, as creatives, we have to embrace it and use it positively. So that it can impact also positively on us. Yeah.
I'm really happy, and like I've said this before in conversations with friends, that really only knowing one language is incredibly limiting, because you don't get to meet people, and you don't get to hear perspectives that other people have. Like in Swahili, I don't speak Swahili, right? I would have never known that song meant that if someone had not asked that question. And like, it's amazing to know that there are people in other parts of the world that maybe I never ever think of, like consciously, that have that same goal to like bring everyone up and enlighten people and empower people and give people knowledge. So like, I applaud you for that. And especially at such a young age, like I hope you continue to do that for as long as your career goes.
Definitely. Thank you so much. And I think this is a homework. You need to go and learn some Swahili. This is one of the most romantic languages we have right now.
I might start like listening to your lyrics and like Google translating them or something. I don't know. Just learn some like knowledge.
Man,
sometimes Google lies, so you need to find a real East African man who can try and translate.
Telling you, y'all hide it from our boy. Y'all hide it from our boy. Anyways, we about to take a break real quick, so make sure you stay tuned, and we're gonna come back and talk about more about the album and the US tour of our boy. So make sure you stay tuned.
DJ Calvin's.
This goes hard.
Man,
That's some music right there.
It's going down in the studio, man. We was taking a break, dancing and all that stuff. Once again,
I'm about it.
we got our boy in the building, aka the Mr. Loverman.
Yeah.
We got my co-host right here,
Miss Caston Joie.
Miss Caston Joie.
It's BB.
BB in the building. We got DJ
Calvin's.
We got MCJT.
Yeah, man.
And you already know it's your boy DJ John X, of course, in the building. Our boy,
Daddy Yo.
Man.
Make me dance.
Let's talk more about this album, man.
Yeah.
Hands down, it's my favorite album right now.
Thanks,
Tour, yeah.
Thanks,
it's my favorite album. You got is it 14 tracks on here, or is it 15 tracks?
Yes.
So it's 2 tracks that are actually missing on some platforms, right?
Yeah, they're all right now. They're all on all the platforms.
They're all right
we have
now
Angelina live on all the platforms. We have Money featuring the legend Waire.
Okay.
They're all out there on the platforms.
And I realized, man, you're crossing borders with this music, man.
Yeah.
You're crossing borders. Like, I've seen features from people from the islands, man, like Jamaican artists on.
Yeah, we have Demarco on it. We have Cecile on it.
You got Cecile, man.
We have Maya Kun from Nigeria on it.
Wow.
You got, exactly, yeah. African woman, Maya Kun, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna be hearing that in a minute. You know, DJ Calvin's will be playing it, and you got Cecile on Liquor. My favorite track, man. If you don't rock with this, I don't know what you're rocking with in the club. The DJ's gotta play Liquor. You gotta play Liquor. Pour me liquor.
Pour me liquor.
This is an emergency.
You know, dude.
Someone calling your helicopters.
Our boy.
Our boy, who are your influences? Who are your okay, right now, boom, top 3. Let's go.
Of course, Burna is coming on the list. We have Burna Boy,
African giant.
We have the likes of Breezy, Chris Brown,
Of course.
this guy is dope, but he has never gotten comfortable doing his thing. He's doing it like he just started yesterday, so
Wow.
he motivates me. So
He's never comfortable.
Mhm.
And it's like the level of talent in that guy. It's like he can literally do everything. It's like,
Exactly.
I don't understand.
Man.
Exactly. So we have, and of course, back at home we have Sauti Soul. Sauti Soul?
Yes.
Sauti
I
Soul.
actually, yeah.
Uh-huh.
They
Wow.
did. I met them like a while ago, like when they had the choir. That song with the choir.
Yes.
I met them
It's
in
called-
Dallas at a Frima.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sauti Soul. Shout out to Sauti Soul, man. They're
Yeah.
putting out some
Talented.
good, some good songs too. Anyways, getting back to the album. How long did it take you? Cause I know you put out some of the songs as singles on the album. I think you put out Money was a single, right? You released that as a single.
Money was in the album. I think I had released Dengaita. It's called
Dengaita,
Dengaita. We
okay.
have Love Doctor featuring
Yeah, Love
DeMarco, Cecile, also featuring Cecile. Lika featuring Cecile, and what else? Django Love, and Dodo.
And those
Yes.
were released as singles.
Yes.
But let me tell you about some of the tracks that he got on here. We got some of the tracks that came with the album. I'm talking about Ride. I'm talking about African Woman. Those came on the album, right?
Mm-hmm.
And African Woman, like, what was the timing of this feature? Cause I know I seen American probably in East Africa a couple weeks before you guys linked up. Like, how quick was this? Were you talking to American before that? About getting this getting him on the song, or how was it? How did you guys link up?
I'm a fan of Mayakun. He's been doing great. Been following up what he's been doing back in Lagos. So he has a very big following in Lagos. So I'm a big fan of Mayakun. Big up on yourself. So we linked up, I think, through a friend called Maria.
Okay.
She said, Mayakun is he mentioned Mayakun. I said, I know him.
Okay.
I told him I think I'm ready to do anything, to do something with Mayakun for our beautiful fans. So yes, that's when we linked up with him. We exchanged contacts. I sent him the idea. He liked it, and he sent back the verse. So when he came back to Uganda, we had an opportunity to go and shoot the video back in Uganda, Kampala.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the video was actually in Uganda.
Yes,
Wow.
the video is ready. It's dropping in next week.
Okay.
Yeah, next week. Yeah.
Okay, I mean that was a great song. So shout out to all my African ladies that are tuned in right now.
Yeah.
You gotta go check out African Woman by Our Boy and American from Nigeria. Shout out to all my Kenyans still that are tuned in right now. Let's talk about you crossing the borders, man. You've had features with Jamaican artists. Like, how did this happen? Because it's not a lot of East African, not even East African in general, like African artists that have features like this with Cecil. That's if you know your dancehall, you should know Cecil. That's a
Bad girl
dancehall.
Cecil,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, how did this even come together? How did you get these features, man?
So I also don't know how, I can't tell how it really happened, but I can say it's a grace of God first of all.
Yeah.
Having all these big names on my album, it wasn't that easy, and it's not something I don't take it for granted. I don't take it for granted. First of all, I think I'm a person who treasures any link up I get, any network I get, I treasure it. I will never get it again. So everyone I link up with, they're very important in my life. And I linked up with the Poison Ivy in Dallas and DJ Calvin's. They met up with DeMarco in Dallas, played some tunes, Arrowboy tunes. Then DeMarco liked one of my tracks called Shikisha.
Oh yeah,
He said
that was a
he's
hit.
gonna jump on the remix.
Wow.
I said, wow, that's like
So
a blessing to me.
He just
Yeah.
heard it and was like, I like it.
Yes,
wanna
I
be on
like it. Yes. So,
Wow.
So the time he came to Kenya to perform on one of the concerts in Kenya, it was Red Sun. Red Sun.
Yeah, Red
Sun's
Sun, Red
album
Sun.
launch. He performed over there, so we linked up, and by that time I think it has taken long. It was not perfect time for the remix.
Right.
I told him, no, let's do something fresh for our fans, and he
Okay.
was down for it. So yeah, that's how it came about.
Okay.
The Lab Doctor came up.
So let's talk about some producers that you worked with on this album.
Yeah.
I know one producer that I've heard on most of your hits.
Mm-hmm.
Vicky Pondis.
Vicky Pondis.
Vicky Pondis. Hey, shout out to Vicky Pondis if you tuned in right now. Some major producer out here that if you don't know Vicky Pondis, every time you hear a track by Arrow Boy and you hear Vicky Pondis, you know it's a hit. You know what I mean? So shout out to Vicky Pondis, man. How long have you worked with Vicky Pondis?
We've worked with Vicky Pondis for like right now 3 years. One humble guy, you know, he has checked out, you know, he has produced a lot of hits, but you know, he's still humble. And the chemistry between me and Vicky Pondis is on another level. So that's why every time, probably in 10 of my songs that I've released, you'll find like, you know, 80% is Vicky Pondis. So
a whole lot of it.
the chemistry between me and Vicky Pondis is on another level.
Right.
On the same album, we've worked with the producer called iLogos.
Okay.
We have, I've worked with one producer called Jack on the Beat. We have Msioka. So, it's a cocktail of producers to at least bring up a different vibe, or you know, on the album.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, what you got coming up next, like for the album? I know you on the U.S. tour right now, but what are you planning next, like after you know, your tour?
I think we're pushing the album, and I know out here very few people know about Arrow Boy. So the name back at home, at least it has some, you know, we have a foundation. So I need to bring to at least you know, try to look for another market, and you know, try to sell the Arrow Boy, or sell the brand Arrow Boy to people out here, and that can only happen through tours. And also doing media tours, as right now I'm doing. So right now I'm pushing the album Hatua and making sure the name Arrow Boy also is known out here.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're in Houston right now, but what are the next cities that you're going to? Because you're on tour right now. From Houston, what other states or, you know, countries are you going to?
Yeah, I think tonight, first of all, we're in Houston. It's happening at Club Safari.
Club Safari.
Club Safari.
We got JT in
Shout
the
out,
building.
man, like
Come on,
JT in
JT.
the place.
Yeah. So we have.
What's going on?
I'll be performing live.
Exactly. We got JT out here, you know, organizing everything.
Appreciate y'all.
Okay,
You know what
so
we do.
I think after here, I'll be in DMV, DC. I'll be in Minnesota, Seattle, and afterwards I'll go to Australia, maybe Canada. So we're trying to push, you know, the bag out here.
Exactly. So Seattle, Canada, Australia, any people out there, you know, Africans that are out there. I didn't even know they had Africans in Australia, man.
No Africans only are listening to the vibe right now. The Afrobeat,
Yeah.
everybody's vibing
Everybody.
with the Afrobeat. So it's not only Africans who are vibing on this. So
There you go.
yeah, so everyone is vibing on this Afrobeat, and I believe we have the vibe. Just that we've not pushed the vibe out here. So many people have not had the vibe.
Correct.
What we're doing, we're pushing the vibe for people to at least get to listen to what East Africa can offer,
Right.
West Africa can offer, maybe Central Africa can offer. So I'm repping East Africa, and yes.
All right. So before we close this out, let me ask you probably like two more questions. What's your take on you know, Afrobeats right now crossing over to the United States? Like, I mean, it's been out there, but it's not like, you know, how it crossed over this year. You know, for the past 2 years, Afrobeats has been, you know, going crazy in United
Is
States.
it here to stay, or is it a fad?
I think this thing has been moving in a cycle, so it's coming back home. So it has been moving, and right now as we speak, it's coming back home to Africa. So Afrobeat, Afro vibe is everything. Afrobeat is a new wave, and it's not just a wave. This is something, you know, to vibe on, something lit. You know, when somebody plays African tunes, I don't know, unless if you're deaf, but you know,
That
you
you can't
you definitely
Help it.
So,
yeah, you can help yourself.
Yeah.
You definitely dance to the vibe. It's unstoppable, yeah.
what's one sentence? What's one advice you would give to any creative that's trying to be successful? Well, what's one piece of advice you would give them?
I think just be original, be you, and you know, keep pushing, and discipline is everything, and you know, God above everything. Yeah, that's what I can say. Yeah.
Once again, it's been your boy DJ Jonah X with my co-hosts
Miss Caston.
Miss Custom. We got BB Love in the building. We got
DJ Calvin's on the decks.
We got
Hey.
MC JT.
Come on.
Oh man, it's been good. It's been good.
And it's been our boy in the building.
Yeah,
You know, do not forget that. Make sure you go out there and get the Hot Tour album.
Yeah.
One of my favorite albums right now, so you don't want to miss it. Go get it right now. Once again, it's been DJ Jonah X, and we out.